Hey everybody, it's Brent, Central Arkansas. Check out my jungle. Light green contrasted with bright yellow flowers. I love this look. Love it. Today's video is about lighting. Give you a quick look at what's going on here and show you how well everything's growing. Now, I'm going to attribute most of that to the outside coming in. But a lot of days, another one today, there's no sun coming in, so the supplemental lighting is definitely needed. So let me show you what it looks like. Up top here you'll see foam boards. This is my Dow foam. And the whole point of this is to make a big reflector. On this side it's the normal foam. I made it long enough so that the light coming from the inside where the lights are back here hit and reflect back down, along with any exterior lighting that comes in that can reach up this high, and it has a potential to bounce back down onto the plants. The inside of the foam is covered with foil, and I just used the foam glue. I rolled out two strips, if you will, of aluminum foil, just some cheap aluminum foil with the bright side out, glued it down, and those have become my reflectors. On the short side here, the one facing the house, is where I've got a high bay light. You can see here that is 6,500 lumens, and it's I think it was a little over $100 for that. And I've also got, if you look here, I think this brand is King LED. That's a purple light, pink light, whatever you're going to call it, a combination of blue and reds with some IR, very common format. That's what's on this side. Now I want to change out the blue-red lighting. I mentioned that in the last grow room update. On this side, the long side, the side facing the yard, the no-weed garden, and the greenhouse that I'm removing, I've got two high bay lights, one on that end, one down here, and in between, look at that, 130, thank you guys. In between the two, I've got the Spider Farmer light that I talked to you about, and it's varying hues of white light. And it's an all-around light. It's got really good ratings, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm really not an expert on it. I promised I would show it, and I will put it to the test. So that's what I'm doing. I replaced my purple pink light of blue reds, and I updated it with that, and we're going to grow with it. In this video also, I'm going to give one of them away. If you want to see the specs on it and all that, there will be a link in my store. And a link to my store is in the description of the video. So you can take a look at that and you can see the reviews and all that. So that light is the one I'm giving away. You can kind of see here what it looks like. It's very, very simple. I'll see if I can get up here and show you the top of it. It's very, very simple. There's no fan. There's no, and that's a plus because it doesn't make a loud noise. It's got a lot of LEDs and it puts out quite a bit of light. I'll show you what it looks like when it turns on. And I'm going to give that away. If you want the light, if you want to participate in the drawing for the light, just put a comment in the comments. Just tell me in the comments, and I'll enter your name for the drawing. It's not really a drawing. It'll be a random picker, but software. But anyway, that's the one I'm giving away. I think it's about $150 to $175 value. And I can do it for 4 countries: United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, and here in the United States. So if you're from one of those countries and you want to enter, just tell me in the comments. And we're going to go behind the reflector here and take a look at what they look like. I hope it doesn't wash out too badly in the camera. Here's the high bay, Spider Farmer, and another high bay there. Now, one of the high bays I'm going to take off, this one here on the end, and I'm going to put something on it, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. The LED has a glass here, feels like actually a plastic. It may be a plexiglass or acrylic or something. But around holding it in place are these, I'm assuming. I'm going to take these out and I'm going to remove that plate. You can see here I've removed it and I brought it inside the house. It has the outer ring that the screws go in, and it has a piece of, it's either plexiglass or acrylic with a little silicone edge here, and that helps seal it against the moisture is my guess. Now I took a tape measure and I measured it across here and I got an approximate diameter, and then I went to Amazon and I bought this one. Let me take this off. And it's acrylic and it's used for cakes and stuff like that, and it's 11 inches. Now this is in, if you want to see exactly in the specs and everything, everything I'm going to talk about here is in the Amazon store. Link is in the description. It's my Amazon affiliate store. It's what I use here. So I took this, I bought this based on the measurement before I took the screws off, and it looks like here, if you look, that's going to work for me. It's going to fit right on top of that. I bought one so that I can test out what I'm doing here. And if you can see the little bit of color on here, this is a photography gel. It fits in photography apparatuses, squares, I forget what they call them, but it changes the light spectrum for shooting subjects or scenes or whatever to more favorable. And these, I bought a kit here, let me put this down, as you can see here, of what they call CTO, color temperature orange filters. And they're supposedly gel. They feel like plastic, but whatever that means. This is also in the store if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about. The reason why I did this is because supposedly plants' overall preference is somewhere between 4 and 5,000 K. This will give me the opportunity to take the high bay lights, which are rated at 6,500 K, 6,500 Kelvin, and soften the temperature. Now I bought this particular one because I don't know if those LEDs are going to melt this gel or not. So I'm going to put that on there and I'm going to run them for a while and we'll see what happens. So I've got 3 of those high bay LEDs. I'm going to run one for a while with this 1/4 CTO. That changes the spectrum. Now I'm going to go over to the computer and I'm going to read it off to you because my memory is not good enough to explain everything. But this particular one is 1/4 CTO, color temperature orange. This one is 1/2 color temperature orange, and this one is full strength color temperature orange. And all 3 of these will change the light spectrum to a cooler or a warmer temperature. So let me go read that. Okay, here's this is a photography site. I've not seen any of this at all related to growing plants. To me, I just want to test it. It could be a way to use my one light at 6,500 K to modify it to however I want to do it without having to buy more lights. So lighting gels serve a number of purposes I'm reading here. But the ultimate goal of any gel is to change a light's color temperature. Sadly, retinas and camera lenses don't see color the same way, and I'm thinking also that plants don't see color like we do, and what they use is going to be different than the way we see. So that was a little added to what this says. Thus, managing color temperature so images on film look like we expect them to. It's balancing. So the gels let you tweak the color temperature on your lighting rigs to make them warmer, more yellow, orange light, or cooler in some cases, bluer tones depending. And the CTO, color temperature oranges, remove the blue lights, making them less intense. So here's the spectrum I'm reading here from a site, leafilters.com. It says here that a full CTO orange changes the light spectrum from 6500 Kelvin to tungsten light 3200 Kelvin. The 1/4, like the one I'm using, that I showed you and the one I'm going to use, changes the daylight spectrum from 6500 Kelvin to tungsten light 4600 Kelvin, and that's more ideal to what I was looking for. Let me find these were side by side. Let me find the half. 3/4, which I don't have. I've got 1/4, half, and full. 3/4 changes it to 3600. Half changes it from 6500 Kelvin to tungsten light 3800. So the one I'm looking for was, I believe it said 4600. I've clicked off of it. So coming back around to the camera here, this is just a fun little simple trial. I think the set of 3 CTOs were 10 or 12 bucks. The little piece of acrylic is 10 or 12 bucks. And if this doesn't melt the gel onto this acrylic here, there's no need to even buy this piece. Just use the lens that comes with the light. But so $10 or $12 on top of my high bay light, 6500 Kelvin, and I can change the color temperature to the desired effect within my grow room. You'll also notice here that there will be lights, because this is square. I was going to cut it round and do it that way, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. There will be 6500 LEDs that come out of the sides here, and that is also what I want. I didn't want it to be completely 1/4 CTO, color temperature orange gel. I wanted it to have some of the bright lights too. So I'm going to change one of the lights, and I will show you what it looks like after I do that. Alright, here it is set up. I took the silicone piece that was around the other one. I put this in here. I cut the corners just a little bit so it would fit down in the silicone gap here, thereby creating a seal once again once I put it back. And that's what it looks like. So I'll hook that up and I'll bring you back, or not bring you back, I'll take you outside and show you what it looks like with the light on. Alright, I have the light turned on. It's also installed. And I just want to kind of give you a look. I can't really see any difference, hardly at all. Maybe a little bit. But I can tell that the plants are definitely getting what they need. They're not leggy. They're very robust, and the leaves are quite large. So let me show you what it looks like. Now here, that's the one. Water culture bed kicked on. How about that? That's what it looks like without it. And this looks like with it. I don't know if you can tell a difference in the video, but anyway, it's a done deal. So I'm here at my light timer, and I wanted to show you, I cycle my lights, and I forgot to mention this part, but I have my lights on a timer. So I have them come on at 6 in the morning until 9, and then they're off for 3 hours. It comes back on at noon, only for 1 hour because that's peak daylight, and I'm getting light through the outside glass here, acrylic panels. And then it comes, that goes off at 1, so 1 hour. and comes back on at 4 just before it starts to get dark, and it stays on till 11, and all that's 7 hours, and that's supplemental lighting. So I've got this cheap app that I downloaded from my phone. Well, I assume it's free. It's not cheap. What I mean by that is it's free, and it's a phone app, so it's not exactly accurate. But let's get a canopy lux reading going across here. This is with ambient light outside on a hazy day. And this will give me an idea of how much light is produced by the lights. It won't be accurate, I'm almost sure of that. But I'll turn the lights on after this and we'll get kind of a comparison. So if I'm looking here, it just seems like it's right around the 1,000 to 1,200 range. Now that we have the lights on, that's a significant difference, isn't it? Had to go around my little squash thing. Get it back on there so you can see it. It's hard to see in the camera if you're seeing it well or not. Okay, so we're quite a bit higher. That's the one takeaway I can get from this free app. I'm certainly not a light expert. There are some people that really get into this LED lighting thing, and they get into PARs and nano stuff and UL quid pro quo stuff. I don't know, all that mumbo jumbo that means nothing to me. All I want are plants that grow healthy, and I happen to see that I happen to notice that I think that plants grow a little bit better when they're a little warmer than 6,500. So I ran across an article on CTOs, and I thought, and I put 2 and 2 together. I thought I'd give it a try. So there you go. This is me attempting that try. If you have anything you want to share about it at all, I do not mind. But I'm going to tell you, keep in mind that I am not an expert, and I'm just giving it a trial and see how it works out. So that's it for this video. I do have another video of a little light that I'm growing squash with. That'll be for another video. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you later.